Okay, I think we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm Becky Stern. I'm with Common Cause New York Press. If you have any questions, please drop them into the chat with your name and your outlet. And I am going to kick it to Susan Lerner, the Executive Director of Common Cause New York. Thanks.
Here we go. Sorry, having trouble with the video for some. There we go. Hi, everyone. I'm Susan Lerner. I'm the Executive Director of Common Cause New York. And I'm pleased to be joined today by Amy Loprest, the Executive Director of the New York City Campaign Finance Board, to talk about why lawmakers need to hold only a special election on June 23rd for the New York City Council District and Queens Borough President races. Hold on one second. I want to turn off my notifications. Sorry, so we don't have annoying sounds in the background. I'm back. At the end of March, the governor correctly signed an executive order pushing the presidential primary and local elections, including the Council District 37 and Queens Borough President races.
Deputy Director of Common Cause New York. Today you'll be hearing from me, Jay Heck, the Executive Director of Common Cause Wisconsin, and Dustin Zarni, the Democratic Onondaga County election.
Susan, I think you accidentally hit something that you're playing on your computer.
I'm trying to figure out what is going on. Okay.
I'm sorry, guys.
My computer and I are not having a pleasant afternoon. So my apologies. So back to the governor's actions. At the end of March, Governor Cuomo correctly signed an executive order which pushed the presidential primary and other local elections, including the Council District 37 and Queens Borough President races, to the already scheduled June 23rd congressional and state primaries. This was definitely the right move for voters and their health. However, when voters cast their ballots in these districts, they'll be expected to vote for candidates twice, once in the special and in another time in the primary on the same day. It's needlessly confusing and could potentially result in two different winners. The governor can fix the problem by issuing an executive order immediately that calls for just a special election, the winner of which would fill out the remainder of the term until December 31, 2021. The special election would also have the advantage of delivering immediate representation to voters who need someone fighting for them in City Hall as soon as possible. And now I'm going to turn it over to Amy Loprest, who we seem to have. Amy, are you there?
Amy was on when we started.
She was indeed. I saw her there. We've got various CFB folks, but we seem to have lost Amy.
Let's give it a minute. I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah. Technical challenges. Okay. So Eric or Matt, can you help us find out what happened to Amy?
Yes, trying to find out.
Okay.
She says she got kicked out and she's trying to reconnect now. So.
Can you get your virtual background out so I can see this?
Well, this seems to be the Zoom press conference where everything that could go wrong technically, other than a complete cancellation, seems to be happening. So thank you for your patience. And Amy has now joined us.
She's back.
Thank you so much. Okay. There you go.
And I had difficulties. I got kicked out and I don't know, and it flipped off for a second and deleted, kicked me out of everything. You realize how important internet is in these days. So Thank you very much. As Susan said, I'm Amy Loprest, the Executive Director of the Campaign Finance Board. So the coronavirus has caused enormous strain on our elections across the country. Here in New York City, we've seen a number of elections postponed this spring, as Susan mentioned. As we consider how to restart civic life in our city, we must take steps now to protect the health of our elections and the voters, candidates, and poll workers who participate in them. The CFB believes that the most straightforward response in these extraordinary circumstances is to hold a single, nonpartisan special election on June 23rd for Queens Borough President and Council District 37. We recommend that the governor declare that the winners of the special election will serve in office until the end of 2021. This would mean canceling the primary elections currently scheduled for the same day and the general elections scheduled in November. We believe that holding 2 elections for the same offices on the same day would create confusion and distress for voters at a time when we are all searching for clarity. A single special election will give voters a direct say in filling these vacancies while also protecting the health of everyone involved, the voters, the candidates, and the poll workers. A single election for these 2 seats is the best way to preserve and protect voters' rights and health during this emergency.
Thank you, Amy. Before we take your questions, I want to also talk about petition challenges. Common Cause New York has long maintained that petition requirements in New York are unreasonably high and act as gatekeeping for entrenched interests. And that's what we're seeing right now with petition challenges here in New York City and in other locations around the state. Except we're in the middle of a pandemic, and it is absolutely inexcusable to allow petty politics to place election workers, and candidates and their staff's health at risk. 2 BOE workers are dead, and so many more are sick. Ongoing petition challenges require BOE staff, candidates, and their staff to keep putting themselves at gratuitous risk. We correctly have a stay-at-home policy in place. Forcing anyone to risk their lives to try and remove opponents from the ballot isn't just anti-democratic, it's potentially lethal. If candidates can't put health and interests of the public first, then it'll require lawmakers and the governor to step in and suspend petition objections right now. And I'm happy to open it up for your questions.
Hi, yes, we're going to take questions from press only. And so if you have a question and you're on your computer, press, please drop it in the chat. And I know we have a few people on the phone, so we will get to you after questions that have been dropped into the chat. So I'll give everyone a couple minutes.
I guess we've been pretty clear in terms of our reasons for these policy changes.
And if you are a reporter on the phone and you have a question, feel free to unmute yourself and ask.
Okay, well,
I'll give people a minute.
On the phone. So you are free to ask a question if you choose. All right, if there are no questions about our recommendations regarding the special election and the consolidated date and an immediate end to petition challenges, thank you for joining us, and we'll end the call. Okay.
Susan.
Thank you so much, Amy. Take care.
Take care.
Bye-bye.